This is Josh from Hedgehog. We turn marketing data into actionable insights so that you can make impactful decisions. What I wanted to show you today is how to set up Google Search Console. For those of you who don't know, a quick 101 on Google Search Console. Essentially, it opens the back door to Google for you, only through the lens of your website. So what that means is every time you search on Google, you'll search a particular keyword, and then you'll get a list of results. Every time your website appears on Google Search Console will take that information. So what it will do is it will show you the keywords people have searched for you to appear, the amount of times that you've appeared, the amount of times that people have clicked on those times that you've appeared, your subsequent click-through rate, and your average position for each search term so that you know where you're appearing in Google for each of those terms. It's extremely useful to understand what the intent is behind why people are searching. It might be your brand name, for us, Hedgehog, or it might be intent, for us, startup marketing help, or startup marketing data analytics. We want to make sure that we appear in Google for those terms, and we want to keep an eye on how many people are searching for that, and are they coming to our website or not. That will tell us to make our Google search appearance more effective, more impactful, and help develop the performance of Google search. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to my next screen, and you should be up here now. And as we always do, we're going to start on Google. And so we're going to search for Google Search Console. Don't know what happened to my fingers. And then as it normally is it is the first result. We're going to click on that. We're going to go to this lovely landing page, and we're going to click through on that big Start Now button in blue, and that's going to load up for us. Awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to verify. We've got two properties here that have already been verified. If it's your first time logging into Google Search Console, you're going to click this Add Property button, and this will actually be how it appears the first time that you log into Google Search Console. Now, from here, there's two different ways that we can sign up. One is via the word domain, and one is URL prefix. I recommend the domain option, especially for startups. It's a lot simpler, and it requires a one-time only setup, and you won't need to do it again. So we're going to set up a domain in here. Now, I'm going to set up one of the domains that I own because I love fresh bread. And so I love it so much that I made a URL for it. Or a website for it. There's nothing on it yet though, but check back in the future and maybe I'll be selling you some fresh bread. So what this is going to open up is a really short description of how to set up Google Search Console. Now, what it's going to require us to do is step one, sign into your domain name provider. That's basically who you bought your domain name from. So is it GoDaddy, is it Namecheap.com, or is it somebody else? There's a million of them out there. And then number two is we need to copy the TXT record below into the DNS configuration for that URL. So what we're going to make sure we do right now is here is the TXT record. We're going to click copy. And I'll explain to you what the TXT record is so that you can install this yourself. But at the top, you might notice that there's instructions for any DNS provider, and you can actually click that. And there's a list of some very popular DNS providers. And I'm just going to click GoDaddy, and because that's actually where I've set mine up. Now, we can click the Start Verification here. It will automatically log into GoDaddy, and it will automatically verify your Google Search Console for you. I'm not going to do that today because it'd be too easy. But if you've got GoDaddy set up, then so if you have registered your domain through GoDaddy and that is where your DNS is, then I do recommend this integrated verification. It makes things much simpler. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to go back to any DNS provider so that we're able to get this set up. And so what I'm going to show you is once you've got this, we're going to copy that code again, make sure that it's copied to the clipboard and that drop down from the bottom. And I'm going to jump over to GoDaddy, which is where I love fresh bread, and we're in the DNS management of GoDaddy. Now, every DNS provider will have a different way to get there. In GoDaddy, you can see it just at the top here. So what we can see inside of GoDaddy, these are all of our records. None of the type is on the left-hand side, and what we're going to look for is the TXT, which we don't have set up currently. So we're going to click this Add button, so we can add a new record. I'm going to go in the drop-down and click this TXT. The host is @ the TXT value we're going to paste straight in. And then the TTL is basically, we can keep it at 1 hour. No need to change that. Now, when you do make it in that way, it does take up to an hour for Google to verify this domain. And so what we're going to do now is we'll go back to Google Search Console, because we're ready to click verify, because we have done what they've asked us to. We've added the TXT record. But what you'll see is the note that DNS changes may take some time to apply. And so we're going to click verify and we're going to see what happened. Hasn't verified yet. That's okay, because it hasn't been able to find the verification code just yet. If you wait up to an hour, it does take some time, come back, click that verify, and it will actually verify the URL for you, and then you'll have Google Search Console installed. But